Well, a very good afternoon to you and welcome to coverage of the European Gymnastics Championships, which is taking place out in Turkey, a country that is still coping with the devastating earthquakes at the start of this year. And here we are a few months on, where Antalya on the southern coast is welcoming gymnasts from 39 federations. And what a 4 days we have in store for you, with 12 finals in all. And alongside me to talk you through each and every one of them is GB, gymnastics legend Beth Tweddle, and somebody who normally lets his gymnastics do the talking, but this time is joining us in the studio. It's world floor champion Gianni Regini Moran. Welcome to you both. Gianni, is it odd not being out there and competing?
It's very strange, but also very exciting to see what these guys have to offer today. So.
Well, we are delighted to have the inside knowledge from you today. But so far, the men have won a team bronze, and yesterday the women's team won their first ever European team title, which of course we're going to reflect on, Beth, throughout the programme. But let's get to today's action. And two Brits, Jake Jarman and Joshua Nathan, are just about to take to the floor for the men's all-around final, and they caught up with Betty Glover just before heading out to the Euros.
Let's talk about your past year. You've won quite a few medals. You were a world medalist, European gold medalist, Commonwealth Games gold medalist. Now you kind of look back on all of that, how do you feel?
It was a first for me, experiencing those competitions, but I think I was lucky enough to have like a great team around me, and it's definitely set me up really well for the next few years.
Joshua, how excited are you to be back on the big stage again?
Lots of ups and downs, being the reserve for some competitions, but really happy to be finally back on the team, competing alongside such great teammates.
And how has it been this past year, watching the men's team kind of reap all that success?
It's been amazing. The guys work really hard in the gym, and I feel privileged that I'm able to watch it and be a part of it and see how they achieve such greatness. It really has lit that fire. I see what they do and I think I can do that as well. So now I've presented an opportunity to try and do the same, so I'm really excited.
What do you want to achieve this next year?
Me and my coach, we've sat down and we've created like a long-term game plan of like what I want to do at specific competitions. I'm hoping to be able to replicate a similar performance to last year, definitely. I'm hungry to do well.
Well, Josh qualified for the all-around in 10th and Jake in 3rd. How do you think he's going to tackle this particular competition, Gianni, knowing what you know about Jake and the chance of an all-around medal here?
Well, I mean, starting on floor, that's a very strong apparatus for Jake. So, I think he's going to have to take it one routine at a time. Seeing that he's qualified in 3rd place, knowing that he has the opportunity to medal, he's just got to be safe. He's got to go out there, do his job, and hopefully he can come away with a medal.
Yeah, and he's looking quite relaxed coming out, Beth, so this could be his time. I mean, he's got the vault final to come as a specialist, a couple of other finals as well, but how do you think he'll be thinking about that all-around medal?
Yeah, I think he's got great chances. He knows he's got those chances, and his experience just in the past 12 months will really stand him in good stead. He came in as the new bright star last year, obviously picking up 4 gold medals at the Commonwealth Games, going straight into Europeans and Worlds. So he's almost a seasoned gymnast out there in that young team this time.
Yeah. It's very different though, Gianni, isn't it, being the chaser or being the one that all eyes are on? And obviously we've mentioned he's the European champion on vault, but he can't half make a mark in the all-round.
Definitely. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for Jake today. We've seen him have all-round success last year in the Commonwealth Games, and I think this is his time to now make that, success on the European stage. So hopefully he can go out there today and, just deliver his routines to the best of his capability, really.
Yeah, and a quick word on Josh, who's actually starting on pommel. He should be jumping up right about now, and here he is then, so the British pommel champion. Just reading his body language there, Gianni, what do you make of his mental state at the moment, going up to these 6 pieces of apparatus? Because it's a long way around, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Just for Josh, trying to stay calm and composed. Starting pommel was a little bit of a shaky piece, you just want to stay on. So for him, it'll be about staying calm.
Well, let's head over to Craig Heap and Christine Still in the commentary box for Josh's routine.
Well, a good solid start there. Controls nicely into handstand, one of his favoured pieces of apparatus, very stylish. Got a good extension of the double leg circle. Oh, and he just relaxed a little bit and leant back. So he's off one full mark, not the start he would have wanted. Gymnasts have 30 seconds to get back onto the apparatus. Such a shame, because a real opportunity to come out of this into this competition and stamp his mark. That's good work there. Oh, and again, same skill, leant back. He stepped off so well into that Wendy circle on the one handle. 2 marks gone, certainly not the start Josh would have wanted. Come on, Josh, finish up strong. Works the other handle. They're the Stockley skills. Up into the handstand. Oh, again. Back down into the flare. That's a very difficult skill, but you have to keep the momentum going. And he will be tired in the arms now. Come on. You've got to push down, drive the heels, keep the momentum of the double leg circle. Winds up into the handstand. Got to keep the pirouette. Good finish, but it'll be a disappointing start there, Christine.
Yes, one of his best pieces as well. It will be a shame for him. But Dav Chan, the great vaulter, starts with a 13 on floor. He'll be a little disappointed with that as well, I think.
He will. He missed a combination, so down 0.4, and he'll be a runner for a medal. Next onto the floor then, Jake Jarman challenging for a European all-round medal.
Well, this one of his very best pieces, and a bit disappointed not to have made the floor final here. Opens with that beautiful double twist, double straight. And the triple in the double tuck position. Fantastic tumbling here. All these skills, of course, add up. The more twists you put in, or a little hop out of the floor area, that'll just be a 0.1 deduction. The more twists and somersaults you put in, builds the difficulty. Little errors are taken away from your execution score. That's his non-acrobatic work. Settles himself for this big tumble. Great twisting forwards. You have to tumble forwards and backwards. There goes the backwards, the 3.5 to finish. Little steps on landing. Each little step is a 0.1 or even a 0.3 deduction. So keep a lookout for his execution score here.
But look at the difficulty scores, posted a 6.5, probably the most difficult floor routine you'll see in this European Championships. Just a little bit edgy, both the British lads, but got to settle into the competition. 6 pieces of apparatus.
And first look here on the rings from Spain.
Second highest qualification of a gymnast from Spain. You would say the veteran of the Spanish team, immensely strong and powerful. Look at that swing up into the top planche, into the double front, swing into strength. One of the requirements gymnasts must perform. Certain requirements around each piece of apparatus. Lovely height there, the double pike front somersault. Locks out into a solid handstand. Winds up into the dismount. Double twisting, double back. Good, solid start for a bad arm rings.
Absolutely delighted with that routine. And we get the score here. And it is 11.4. Disappointment for Josh.
So, first look at a real challenger for the all-around title. Has the home advantage. Qualified in second place. Pretty good on this piece of apparatus. It's Adam Azil for Turkey.
A lot of pressure with the home crowd behind him. Full twist, double pike front, and he just kicked it out a fraction early. He saved it very well though. And the straight front into the double front, that was a much better landing. Beautiful kick out of that double twisting double back. He extends to meet the floor. Very classy gymnast, Adsil. Legs always beautifully straight. Great double Arabian, the half turn into the double front. So he gives away very, very little on execution. Keeps his body high. Hits the split position, so he's showing amplitude and balance in this handstand. Controls it well. Needs another solid landing here. Lovely round off flip, full twisting double back, very clean routine.
Well, he posted a 13.766 in qualification. And look at the score there for Jake Jarman, 14.366. Difficulty twisting, 6.7. Huge.
And Nestor Abad on the rings, 13.666.
Well, actually, it's Ahmet Onda with the 2.5 twist. So just ignore the graphic. We're not controlling the graphics coming in or the pictures. But I can tell you that is Ahmet Onda. Has just performed on the vault. Actually, he got a silver in last year's European, so there'll be a real internal battle between Onda and Azil. So the second Spanish gymnast, Diallo.
And an ambitious start. He just clipped the horse. You have to keep high above the horse. You can see how he is actually well clear of the handles. The body wants to stay as straight as possible. He's a little piked at some stages, but this is very nice, fluent work. Oh, just a tiny split of the legs, but he kept the momentum, traveling along the horse. Very clean work. Oh, another little split of the legs. All of these are tiny deductions, but he's smooth up into the handstand. And as you can hear, the crowd really appreciated that performance.
Nice start for Diallo of Spain. Adam Azil, who we saw on vault, 13.933. Currently in second place. Didn't have such a good qualification.
Leo Saladino from France, new young team from France here.
Well, a 5.6 on difficulty, powers down, wraps in the triple twist. Well, good vault there. 14.633, Saladino of France. This is a gymnast everybody will have eyes on. Top qualification for Ukraine. Onto the floor, Ilya Kovtan.
Seen him build in strength. Nice full twist into double front. Very well measured, that routine. Competed a lot during this last few years. Just about kept that foot in. He was quite a decent amount ahead of the rest of the field. Fabulous 3.5. And I have to say, since I last saw him, he's tidied his work up tremendously. His twisting is really elegant. He keeps the legs together. Oh, floated that double straight out of the 2.5 twist. Not double straight, single straight. That would be something to see, a double straight out of a 2.5. Lovely flares. And this is the non-acrobatic work. It's important for that to be classy. He's got a good pace to this routine. Swiftly into this big tumble. Floats the triple twist to finish. Couple of little paces, but that was really classy work.
Great start for Koftan. That's about a 2-mark lead from qualification. 14.1. Ahmet Onda of Turkey on the vault, so another good score as well. Well, this isn't Luca, I can tell you that. This is Ahmet Onda again. So we've had the score, now we're going to have the vault. Again, we can only apologise. We're not in control of the pictures, Christine.
We're not indeed, but it was a good vault. Big step out on landing, which is deductible.
I think I'll get a 14-1.
Great prediction, Craig.
Thank you. First look at the German. Notice quite a young, new German team out here. We're going to see a lot of new gymnasts. And this gymnast qualified into this all-round final. In 6th position, so a great performance.
Another gymnast who has plenty of air time. Punches the floor well, gets up in the air. Good combination. 2 difficult tumbles like that really in one tumble run really build your difficulty. Nicely controlled double front. Very clean on the double twist. So each element is given a difficulty rating. When he ran across the floor and did a double front, that's worth a certain amount of points, but if he managed a double front and then a double twisting front, you'd get both those difficulty scores added together. So that's how you really get the high marks, by doing more than a single tumble. Here we go. There we are. The twist into the straight front. Both of those hold a value and a bonus for combining them. Lovely triple twist, little bounce to the side by the new young gymnast that we haven't really seen much of before.
Tidy routine.
Yeah, looks promising.
Diallo Thieno of Spain, 12.5 on the pommels. You can see there Christine 7.3, so the judges did pick up on a few of those leg faults. Interesting, the German just sitting on floor had a difficulty of 5.5 and Jake Jarman 6.7.
So, Christopher Mesorosus.
Hungarian to the pommel horse. And what a long tradition this nation's had on this piece of apparatus. You'll see the very renowned Magyar travel, first invented by the Hungarian gymnast Zoltán Magyar. He's got a good extension on the circle. He can float above the pommel horse. Good airspace. Oh, and again, if your shoulders are slightly out of line, the margins are so tight, it's almost like he just collapsed there, Christine.
Yeah, if your body weight doesn't stay over your hands, you really are sunk, aren't you, Craig? There's not much you can do about it.
No. Well, he had a 12.9 in qualification. That tells me he might have had a fall in qualification.
Because his style and technique is very classy.
So 30 seconds to get back onto the apparatus. That's much better. Just look at the height and form of the body tension, the legs, the full spindle on the end of the pommel horsey, the forward travel, that's the Magyar. Some people go across the handles, some people go up and down, up into the handstand, easy into pirouette. Well, what a shame, because that would have been a lovely routine. One full, one whole mark gone.
Yes, that's the how vicious the judging is. One little loss of concentration and you're sunk.
So Oscar Kerms of Finland onto the vault.
Finland had a very good team competition. Superstar on the vault, but just a deep landing.
12.533 for Kerms of Finland. He just didn't seem to pop it off the top, Christine. Like you can see, you need to block up. Wraps into the double twist. You see his chest was down and your hips need to be right above your feet so you can nail the landing. So Victor Martinez of Belgium on vault.
Oh, and he certainly popped off the top. You could see how dynamic he was, and what a different score, 14.333. 2 marks more.
Yeah, absolutely. You can really see the difference here, which is what I love about the slow motion. He blocks off the top, gets the height, wraps in, 2.5 twist, and just that step forward on landing. Great vault. And his teammate, Luca van der Kembers, on the vault.
And the Yushchenko approach, the round off, the flip on, and he really rocketed up for that 2.5. Beautiful vault.
14.4. Belgium putting in some good scores on their opening piece of apparatus. The same amount of twists, the 2.5, but opting for the Yushchenko. Lose a 0.1 for just stepping out the zone. Good vault from Kebus. Well, these routines are coming thick and fast, Chris.
They are indeed. They're running in a lot of the action in the warm-up time. The gymnasts, of course, compete on their first apparatus, move round to the second apparatus. They have a 30-second each warm-up there. So in that warm-up time, we've been able to see several of the routines that we missed live. So the arena cleared, ready for the next piece of apparatus. There's a score we missed, 11.766.
So on to the pommels. The other gymnast from Finland, Koski. Straight to work. Again, a really good extension at the front of the double leg circle. Just a little bit of a waver in the hips, but that is a good line as he pushes forwards, hips out, clears the handles, the backward travel, the Javado, up into the handstand, no hesitation on the pirouette. Good start. Well, he'll be pleased with that performance, as you can see, Christine.
Yeah, absolutely. Seen so many of the gymnasts fall foul of the pommel horse. Actually, even when you're not working in a team, it can affect you if the gymnasts before you have made mistakes. And actually, that's a beautiful body line. You can see how straight he is. Oh, and
so an inquiry submitted for Piero Diale of Spain. So gymnasts are allowed to object to a score and make an inquiry. You can't change the execution, but what you can do is look at the difficulty. If you think you've done a more difficult routine, you can appeal that. So they'll be going on with that. Ilya Lubimov of Israel on the vault.
And heavily strapped knee there. But very nice vaulting double twist. Not such a high difficulty, only a 4.8, but good execution. So 13.9 the total.
Nice clean vault. Wraps in, plenty of time. The double twist scored 13.8 in qualification, so up a 10th. And that's what it's all about, trying to build on your qualification. Koftan, 13.9 for the floor, and he scored 14.066, but he's got a little bit of wriggle room. He'll be quite happy with that.
Pascal Brendel, 13.5 for his floor routine. Floor scores are tight. You have to do something quite special, as we saw from Jake Jarman, to go right up into those 14s.
Well, for Romania, onto the rings. Gabriel Benetti. Actually, this is from the first rotation. I apologise.
And a strong gymnast, lovely shape. You can see him holding the body straight. But you have to hold those strength moves for 2 seconds. 1, 2, just about, with a little flicker in the back. Have to swing into handstand and swing into strength, double somersaults. Holds that securely. Good handstand line and shape. You have to swing forward, swing backwards now. The rings are swinging around a little bit. He needs to get rid of that. Here comes the very strong double pike front finish.
13.5 for Bertanetti of Romania.
So let's just reflect on that first rotation, and we'll bring you up to date if any information comes in on that inquiry. But as it stands at the moment, Jake Jarman is in third. He's half a mark up on the floor score that he put in qualification. Didn't make that floor final, but having that sort of half a mark buffer, that's going to put him in good stead going forward.
Absolutely. We know Jake's floor routine is up there with the best in the world, and just to make a little bit of an improvement from qualification, bumps him up just a little bit, and it will probably give him a little bit of confidence moving into pommel.
Yes, absolutely. A very, very different start for Josh over on pommel horse. It's not how you want to start your 6 pieces of apparatus, is it, Beth?
It's not, and it's always a difficult piece. We always compare it to kind of the women's beam, and just that slight bit of being off balance, and you can't pull it back at all. Unfortunately, he had a couple of falls, but he is experienced. He'll pick himself back up and obviously go back out to the next 5 apparatus, and that's part of being an all-rounder, is forgetting what's happened and moving forward.
And a big part of putting yourself out there, Gianni, I mean, you know yourself. I mean, we were talking earlier on about your moment on P-bars, something that you do every day in the gym. Suddenly you go out on the world stage like that and something happens and you're like, what's going on? Yeah,
I mean, you train so hard for these moments, and nothing can compare to, the atmosphere, the pressure you put on yourself. And Josh is a fantastic pommel worker. Yeah. It's probably his best apparatus. Yeah. So he'll probably have that, expectation on himself that he wants to perform his routine to the best of his ability. And, this is just experience for him. Yeah. He's not really been exposed to too many major competitions. So he's just got to take the positives from this and, keep moving forwards. He's got 5 more apparatus now. So hopefully he can just regroup and go again. And there's a lot of new names for viewers out there in this squad. What was the feeling like coming up to these championships, knowing that the big hitters, including yourself, aren't out there at the moment? Joe Fraser included. He's, been having his operations on his shoulder and on his feet. Yeah, I mean, it gives these younger guys an opportunity to get out there, see what the European stage is like, get that experience. There is no pressure on them getting results. There is no pressure on them, winning all these medals. We were lucky enough to qualify a spot for Paris early last year, and it's now an opportunity for these guys to get their exposure, these guys to get their experience in, and hopefully that can help progress them in their careers.
Well, on we go with the second piece of apparatus. This Sofas Jimenez, not the vault he would have wanted for his second piece of apparatus, but he was 13th in the all-around at the last European Championships. As we cross to pommel horse, Arta Davdyetan is the first up in this top group. So we'll head back to Craig Heap and Chris Dinston.
Thanks, guys. Well, lot to do for this, I'm going to say, young man, the oldest competitor in the field. Got lots of experience. Good piece of apparatus, 14.266 in qualification. Lovely skill there on the one handle, the sawn. Just a little bit of a flicker in the legs. Needs to lock the feet together. Needs to keep driving, keep the momentum. That's the woo travel. Again, this is excellent work. Lots of difficulty. He's got to get up there into the dismount. He's through. Another solid routine will keep Davdyetan in contention. Good work that, Chris.
Yeah, and he's got a couple of big pieces as well. Qualified fourth, he'll be pushing all the way. And our first little look at the parallel bars.
Well, Amit Onda there, I think it could be a bit of a dark horse in this. He didn't have such a good qualification, finished way down, but silver medalist from the last European, so every opportunity this guy could be one just to keep an eye on. Renowned for his parallel bar work as well.
Yeah, oh, well, it looks like we're not going to see his parallel bars, which is, oh, yeah, we are. I was going to say, bit of a disappointment. New set of judges here.
Well, the Turkish gymnast really renowned for the parallel bar work. He only had a 12.966 in qualification. Oh, and I'm going to say he probably had a bit of an error, and he did then. That difficult skill from the one bar. Just unsettled a little bit now. So every extra hand shuffle, that's better. The Healy turn from the one rail. Lovely height there, the straddle front somersault. Again, this piece of apparatus, it's got 4 different requirements. One of them being a big dismount, double front half turn. Oh, what a shame. That mistake early on. I think it'll have cost him an all-round medal.
Just watch the handling of Yumin Abadini as well. Abadini from Italy on silver.
Sofas Jimenez, 13.1 for that sit down on the vault mat. A little bit costly, as you pointed out earlier. Davdyetan on the pommels, 13.933. Down a bit on qualification, but still well within the mix.
Yep, 2 pieces done for him.
So Great Britain's Jake Jarman next up to the pommel horse, sitting in 3rd. The second of 6 pieces of apparatus here in this all-around final.
And this, quite a test for Jake. Cleanly through that difficult start. Needs to keep the focus and keep the rhythm. It's all about keeping those legs together, keeping high above the handles. We've really seen him grow this year. Well done, Jake. That was the difficult work. Travelling along. Hasn't always been his best piece, but keep it going here, Jake. Up into the handstand, good pirouette. Wow, he will be delighted.
Well, that was a super routine from Jake Jarman. It's one of the hardest pommel routines in this all-around final, packed with difficulty, and he got through it, Craig. That's the main thing. Well, consistency's the key.
Yeah, we can breathe a sigh of relief now. A little bit scrappy, but he fought and got through. Another good score in the bag.
Yumin Abadini, the 22-year-old from Italy. He qualified 9th for this all-around final.
Again, the Italians have been renowned for decades with the impressive strength work on this piece of apparatus. Tall gymnast with long levers, so it makes it very difficult to have some of the big strength combinations, but lovely swing in there, the double pike, the double tuck front somersault. Elbows locked out, keep the arms off the cables, double twisting, double back. Not the most difficult routine, but executed very nicely indeed.
A 13.266. I'll take that. It's a little bit shaky out there, Chris, isn't it? No one's looking very comfortable. It's going to be very interesting, and certainly in the latter stages of this competition, to see where things end up. Ahmed Under scores a 13.3 for the parallel bars.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of inexperienced gymnasts here, quite a lot of teams sort of building towards Paris.
Well, Under's teammate now, Adam Asil, in front of the home crowd. He won a bronze in the all-round competition last year at the European Games. Still with an easier routine than Jake Jarman.
Well, this is a real test for this gymnast. You can see with those hugely big shoulders, he's not built for this piece of apparatus. And it's just a case of getting through as cleanly as he can, and that's good work. You can see using his strength from one end of the apparatus to the other, pirouettes into the dismount. Well, he's through, not the most difficult, but a very well constructed routine.
Well, he qualified in second, and what a story it would be, certainly for Turkey at the moment, if he could medal here at these championships. 13.166 for Great Britain's Jake Jarman. To vault, and Florian Wagenegger, Swiss gymnast, qualified 8th.
Lovely height on that 2.5 twist, right down the centre.
14.4, super vaulting, and the Swiss have really come on in recent years, Craig.
Well, not as much as the judges. As soon as he lands, they've got the score up. I mean, it's fantastic judging. So not only have the gymnasts improved, but the judging has been absolutely fantastic. But yeah, great, nice perform vault, the 2.5 twist from the Yurchenko.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff happening within the Swiss gymnastics team.
Actually, we were talking about that earlier, how much they've improved since the last World Championships.
Leaps and bounds, Craig.
Leaps and bounds, literally.
I think this looks a bit of a new generation of Swiss as well.
Yeah. Victor Martinez over on parallel bars, 20 years old. Belgian gymnast, nicely into his routine.
Well, parallel bars is all about being able to hit a beautiful handstand. And he certainly was strong in the handstand. You've got to swing, but be able to stop the swing at the top. Good flight. Smoothly up, travelling along the parallel bars. Half and full turns needed. There's your full turn, but he was a bit short of his handstand, finishing there. Double pike, big step forwards. There were a few areas, and although he held a handstand, it wasn't always the best shape, but he was powerful and clean.
Wagenegger scores a 14.4 for vault. 9.2 on the execution. Noah Seifert now for Switzerland. Another gymnast that's really made a mark on the senior stage.
4.8 for difficulty, so it won't be the most difficult. Oh, but very nicely performed. Double twist in the Yurchenko.
14.033 over that magical score of 14, which is well, certainly on the world stage, you want to be up around the high 14s to be up on the podium. That's going to be there or thereabouts. Adam Marcil, a 13.166 for pommel horse.
Very similar to Jake Jarman's score.
Well, Cofton here, he needs a strong pommel horse routine. He was looking very, very good on floor, slightly down on what he would have wanted to have scored, so he needs every 10th here if he wants to get up onto that podium.
Well, again, a piece of apparatus he's really matured into. Very well measured in the circles, not the same speed and tempo we've seen some of the other gymnasts. Pommel horse is a bit like riding a bike. Generally, the faster you go, the easier it is to keep your balance. But he's working well so far, and he's got good tension in his legs. Look, his feet are glued together. This is really good work. Come on. Oh, just come on, come on, come on. Oh, well. Well recovered. Gymnasts aren't allowed to use strength in the dismount, and so he'll take a deduction for that.
But what a fight. He wants this title, I can tell you that.
Well, he was in 9th after the first rotation. He's going to struggle. Auton Monard. Well, Molnar was a brilliant junior. He took gold at the junior all-round final last year.
Oh, and super height on that handspring double front. My only query would be tucked on very early, but big score.
Welcome to the senior ranks.
Well, we very rarely see somebody that can stick the double front, because as we say, it's 2.5 somersaults from the top of the platform. You've got this almost blind landing. You've got to kick out with such accuracy. Just that little, I mean, smidgen of a step there. But fantastic. Begging a half turn.
And it's high scoring is the vault, so expect the vaulters to be high up the standings at the moment. Jake Jarman's hanging in there in 2nd place. Martinez having vaulted, he's in the lead. 13.3 for under. Martinez 13.233 on parallel bars.
Interesting to see what score Cofton comes with a pommel horse with that dismount, and how costly it'll be, because there will be a deduction.
I'll have to go something to try and get into the 14s with that one, but he scored a 14.4 in qualification. Bertonetti from Romania.
Well, it's a big vault, 5.6. Oh, well, that wasn't what I was expecting. I think he slipped on top. Should have been the 2.5 twist, and as you can see there, just did a 1.5. Fortunately, he came out at the right time, and he can walk away from something like that.
I was going to say that. It was fortunate that he knew so much where he was in the air. Only a little bit of a movement on the hand.
Cofton 12.966, way down from his qualification score. He's going to be in trouble. He's only got 4 pieces left to try.
I'm going to say the gap he got in qualifications now gone. It's up to the others. And it's funny, we have seen this gymnast make mistakes on the big stage, haven't we?
Well, the youngest gymnast in this top group, Pascal Brendel, German gymnast. He's just 19 years old. He was in 12th after the first rotation. Just waiting for the course to be cleared. German on the men's side has been quiet in recent years.
It has. They're obviously decided to try out the new young team in this championships.
He's opting for a 5-6 in difficulty, so it's going to be up there.
Yeah, good leg separation. You of course have to do the single leg work as well as the double. He looks very comfortable here on his double leg circles. Good extension. Build the difficulty on the one handle there and travelling along. It's all about keeping your rhythm, keeping your body tension. And actually, he's making it look quite easy, which is a lot of the secret to scoring well. Here, swings up into that handstand, very nicely done. Might not be the most difficult routine, but my guess will be it's one of the biggest execution scores.
Very neat. Luca van der Keerbus from Belgium over on parallel bars. 25 years old.
I've been really impressed with the team from Belgium over recent years. It's a country that's really developed with the gymnastics. Good secure, the under somersault into the handstand. Controls well there, the full turn around the one arm, the heely turn. Gymnasts have got to perform skills above the bars. And the upper arm position and below the bars as well. Needs a big dismount, the double front. Good, solid parallel bar routine from the Belgian. Well done, Keerbus. 13.2. Diallo of Spain on the pommel horse. Botan Molnar, 14.466 on the vault.
Casimir Schmidt is the last gymnast in this top group to perform on pommel horse. The 5th highest qualifier for this men's all-around final.
And he's had a long wait, having been the first gymnast up on floor and then the last in this group on pommel. And he really hit that handstand well. Difficult work here. Pushes the shoulders down, makes the body tall. That was, I was going to say that was very smooth. And it was smooth, but it wasn't in the right position to carry the routine on. So, loses the 1 hole mark, restarts the routine. But he needs to get moving because the clock ticks down when you fall off. And if you don't get back on in time, they just mark the routine as it was. Lovely stretch at the front of the swing. He zips along here. Very good rhythm and movement. Confident in those handstands and a lovely dismount, but the 1 hole mark off in the middle will be costly.
I'm going to say a very flamboyant dismount there, Christine. The last little hop on the turn. But this pommel horse has taken a few casualties in the early rounds of this competition.
Leo Saladino next up on to parallel bars. He's the last gymnast in this group to perform here.
Very fluent, the front somersault into the handstand. As Christine said, it's about locking these handstands out, and any flex of the arms there, judges will pick a 10th. Travels under the bars. He'll pirouette and go back down the bars there. That skill there called the tipelt. Again, just a little bit slope into the handstand. That's the finish position. And again, another hesitation. That's better, the Diamidov. Come on, needs a good dismount. The double front with a half turn, well, that's how you stick a landing. A little bit of a fight in the middle.
He qualified in 23rd, did Saladino, and well, he's making a mark here, certainly on the second piece of apparatus.
Well, sometimes when you come in way down the pack, you've sort of got nothing to lose and you just allow yourself to enjoy the experience. I mean, these young gymnasts like him, it would be very little pressure, 13.966 for him, and a lot of enjoy the experience and learn for the future.
He's gone into the lead.
Really?
Yeah, he's gone into the lead.
Not for long, Matthew. Calm down, calm down.
No, I'm just saying, he's, I mean, if you want to be in any position at all, Craig, you want to be in the lead, you know what I mean?
I agree.
Another young gymnast here, actually with beautiful style and line. Now that is a great handstand. The idea of your handstand shape is it wants to be a dead straight line from fingers to toes. Unfortunately, he's throwing marks away by being a bit unsure of his hand movements, but that handstand shape is great. Just a bit short on the swing turn.
The bronze medalist of the world.
And a little bit conservative with that there. Lovely and tight. Very nice double pike, just a little hop on the dismount there.
Well, it's these young lads that are showing the seniors how it's done, and Lubimov at 21 years old, he came in as the second replacement, replacing Robert Svogal.
And again, for these guys that have been given the opportunity, they'll be pushing themselves. It's all about your PB. You've got to just try and get a little bit more than qualification. And he's improved his parallel bars by 1 full mark. So he's got to be happy with that.
Pascal, a 13.966 for Pommel Horse. Yeah, you were talking there, Chris, about the execution. High, Casimir Schmidt, 12.2. Van der Kerbus, 13.466. He goes into third, pushing Jake Jarman down into fourth. So Jake is just over a mark off the top spot, but I will second that he's yet to vault, and Jake is European vault champion. Which vault will he do is going to be the interesting thing. Now you can see that Jake Jarman is in fourth, Saladino leads, Van der Kerbus in second, with Martinez currently in that third place spot. What a story for Belgium.
Absolutely.
Second and third.
It's interesting, however, that all the top three gymnasts have all completed vault and parallel bars.
Sure.
They're the two high-scoring pieces, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the ones to watch, haven't had a great start, but they'll come back into it. I'm convinced Koftan, Azil and Jake will, over the next few rotations, will propel themselves up that scoreboard.
Yeah. Just a word on Josh Nathan as well for you. He scored 12.933 on rings. So there's the order of play as far as the next piece of apparatus is concerned. So the gymnasts are marching round then, and after this one they'll be halfway around. So that top group are moving on to rings, where Jake will start, then Azil, and then Koftan will be third up. Brendel fourth, Casimir Schmidt, penultimate gymnast, and then Davutan will round things off. Josh Nathan over on vault. And an opportunity to see with a high bar work as well. I'll be high up into the rafters here. Ahmet Under, Turkey, will be the last to go on high bar. So Jake looking calm, looking relaxed. If there's any piece of apparatus that does let him down slightly as far as difficulty is concerned, it's this one, Craig.
Yeah, rings and high bar seems to be the The hanging, swinging pieces are the ones he struggles with, but fortunately he's got some other good scoring pieces, which really does help his all-around score.
Well, Jake is going to need every 10th here. A 20-year-old is into his routine.
That's a good start. Swing to strength. Lowers into the crucifix, not a flicker. Jake gets a lot of his difficulty here from the swinging elements. Look at the height there, the double pike, the double tuck somersault into the back up rise. Now he's got to fix those elbows. You see a little bit of a flicker. Lock out in the handstand. Winds up. Big dismount. He's through. Again,
Fantastic.
Not the most difficult routine we'll see, but certainly enough to keep him in contention.
Yeah, didn't give too much away, Chris, on that dismount, and he's doing what he can to build the difficulty with using that dismount.
Yeah, no, he fought well there. There were a couple of little flickers where he could have allowed himself to make mistakes, but he looks focused. Let's hope he can keep it round 6 pieces.
Baganega, Florian. He scored a 13.333 in qualification. He qualified 15th for this men's all-round final.
And this team very well known for their excellent parallel bar work. And he certainly has got that classic classy style. You need to swing with your arms as straight as possible. Lock it out. He was a bit short of the handstand there. Much better second time. Lovely height on the front somersault. Smooth on that turn. You can see how he changes shape to fly along the parallel bars. He really has got a very lovely handstand line and a leisurely swing. Little pace with the hand and the other to steady himself for the dismount, but it's a good double pike, chest up on landing. Classy work.
It's a 13.133 for Jake Jarman. Just down on his qualification score. Now these 10ths aren't coming easy. And if anyone's going to gain marks on rings, it's going to be this lad, Adam Azil. He's the highest qualifier for the rings final. He's the current world champion. He scored a massive 15.03 in qualification. But watch this for difficulty.
That is such an impressive start to pull him from below the rings, straight up into the straight top planche, circle round into the Maltese position. That's nice. Layout into the inverted crucifix. Immediately double pike, double tuck, again to the Maltese. Again, back up rise into the straight top planche. Kip into the crucifix. Swing to handstand, locks out. Not even a flicker. Big dismount, double twisting, double back. Just what he needs. That's going to be a huge score.
Well, what a fantastic display of gymnastics there. I mean, it was close to perfection, Chris.
It was indeed here, this score, 13.566. It was, and it's quite unusual to see a ring specialist working all around as well. And it really does give the opportunity for them to rocket their all-round score up.
Victor Martinez. Best opportunity to see a bit of high bar, opting to get himself up, the 20-year-old.
And this the exciting piece, where you literally do fly through the air. He'll change his shape, ready to fly here into the big Kachev, and then the second one, 2 in a row, bonus marks. And a third, all in different shapes, so you're allowed to do them. Here comes the forward elements and the close bar work. So he's done all his requirements, just a dismount, full twisting double back. Highly delighted with that routine.
Super work. You're in Albadini. He was the first of the Italian vaulters to go. Brace yourself.
Round the double twist. It's a little bit short on the landing and take a deduction.
13.566. 15.033 for Adam Azil. Up the rankings he goes, sitting in first place in this men's all-around final. Ilya Kovtun. He's a very tall gymnast and he's got a big frame. It's going to take an enormous amount of strength for him to work this piece.
I was just thinking the same thing, Matt, but that is a very confident first hold. The strength moves have to be held for 2 seconds. With extension in the planche. And he's really going for broke with all the difficulty. Here comes the swinging elements. But he's not really physically made for rings work. Long levers are difficult. You have to be a lot stronger to hold a longer body. And he's just allowed that back to go. You have to hold those handstand elements. Every little flicker will be a deduction. Wind up into the double twisting, double back. Beautiful dismount, actually. He rose above the bars as he dismounted there.
He muscled his way through that, didn't he? And
He
absolute
did.
respect to Kovtun. He's training out in Croatia with his coach. See, with all the troubles that are going on at home.
Interesting. They give away a mark in difficulty to Azil, which you can obviously see there.
Ilya Lubinov from Israel. This replacement, we saw him on parallel bars a little bit earlier on. Keep that swinging going here.
Oh, lovely height there, the straight Kachev and the straddle Kachev. Obviously got a real understanding of this skill, but there'll be another big skill coming. Oh, that's nice, the Kovacs. Over the top of the bar, 2 somersaults. Oh, and that's a good extension into the handstand. Not the best angle for watching high bar work. Judges looking for all the pirouettes, all the turns into the handstand. Otherwise, there's quite a heavy deduction. It's a good routine so far. Needs a good dismount, kicks up. Full twisting double straight.
Oh.
Nice routine.
Made it look easy, didn't he, Chris?
He did indeed. He's another one of these very classy gymnasts to come out of Israel.
Yes, and floated his way through that high bar routine. A joy to watch. Kovtun, 13.5 for rings. I tell you what, that's not a bad score at all.
No, it could have been a lot worse, I think.
A little bit down on his qualification. Staying with the top group then, Pascal Brendel, another young lad, just 19.
Good crucifix, the shoulders have to be down in line with the hands. And of course you're looking for the 10 most difficult moves to add together to give you that difficulty score, that D score. Kills the swing. Into the strength hold. Lovely technique, beautiful straight arms and a good straight body in the handstand shape. That's what the judges are looking for. Fixes it at the top. Will have given away a few marks. Not as much strength work, but very, very good technical work. Lovely double straight with full twist.
Sharp on the landing, really sharp. Koski now from Finland. 16th in the all-round final a couple of years ago.
Powerful looking gymnast. Oh, that was nice. Wraps in. Double twist, the Sugihara. Great alignment. Plenty of hill drive from the springboard. Such a powerful gymnast. Good vault, Christine.
Yeah, very nice. And the most popular vault probably in this competition, the Sugihara with double twist.
Lubinov on high bar. 13.433. Yeah, so expect the vaulters to be up the standings. Luca van der Kerbus, one of the gymnasts leading the field after the last rotation.
Very nice first release and recatch. Of course, the gymnasts have to perform. Oh, that was a bit of a wild 1.5. They have to perform turns and somersaults. That was a better hop into the 1.5. Show the different grips, the forward, the backward grips. So we've just had the one relatively quiet Markelov. All the rest of the work through pirouettes. Here comes the dismount, very nice, full twisting, double straight. He's happy with it, but we didn't see quite the variety of work that we've seen from some gymnasts.
I'm not sure he disagrees.
He's happy and that's all that counts.
Seifert. Parallel bars. Now this lad's in the parallel bar final, so expect a few fireworks here.
That's a nice, confident start. Whips the front somersault up into the handstand. That's difficult work. Oh, just lost a little bit in his back, but he didn't have to take a step on the bars. Underbar skill. He'll go back down to the centre of the bars. Uses the action. The skill there called the Bavzar. Pirouette back in. He'll have to work to the centre of the bars. Up into the handstand. That skill, the tip out, quite common on this piece of apparatus. You can see why he's in the P-bar final. Double pipe back, good, nice, solid routine from the Swiss.
14.333 pops him up into first at the moment. Van der Kerbus scores a 13.433. He goes up into second. I actually think Adam Asil is leading the field, but who knows with the way that they're scoring these. But so leading after the last rotation, this young lad.
Oh, and that was a very unusual combination. He's shown us some good work so far. Oh, but he just kicked it over the bar. You can see when they change the shape on the downswing, something's coming, but you have to have the courage to kick it up, not kick it over.
Well, he was a little bit late on the squat this low with the full turn. He was certainly a little bit late on the timing of that release for the Kovacs. Just didn't seem to have the pop off the bar, Christine.
So the question is, will he have another go at it? Depends how confident he is. because he'll have, if you don't recatch, you don't get the value of the move. So he won't have got the value for doing it. Nice and smooth on the forward elements. Swinging against the shoulder joint there. Here comes the dismount, up high, double twist. Very nice dismount, probably the best dismount we've seen so far.
Yeah, what a shame.
It was a great dismount. You see slow-mo there, just lost a little bit of form in his legs. When they spin so quick at speed, you sometimes miss it.
Well, Dab Tian is next up. Expected him to make a bit more of a mark than he has done. But once rings is out the way, we've got the high score and vault and parallel bars to come for these lads.
That's a good position. The Maltese, flat with the rings. Not the accuracy we've seen of Azil, but that's better. Straight top planche, lower to the Maltese. You can see the trembling of the legs, the amount of pressure and force these gymnasts have. Double tuck, double pike, into the handstand. Locks out. Backward long swing. Just a little bit of arch in the lower of his back. Double twisting, double back. Nice dismount. Well done, Dab Tian.
Yep, he's on his way back. So experienced. See the Olympic rings on his back. He's been around as the 30-year-old, many international competitions. He was 5th in the all-round back in 2015. Vault we go.
Oh, he did very well to save that. It was a little bit of a wobbly lift off the top.
Yep, Tiano Diallo, 22.
He just didn't get as much block off the top of the horse as he wanted. Landed a little bit low with the chest down. Often known as the little ankle biter. You can see his ankles are heavily strapped as well.
Christopher Mezarosh.
Another double twist. Nicely performed, well round. Should get good on the execution, it has.
Yeah, 14-1. He was up in the top 6 at the last Europeans. Saladino, 11.133. What a shame for him. It's Ahmed Under of Turkey. Next to go. High bar. Rounds off this rotation. The highest score in this group on high bar.
Now here comes the big release. The full twisting Kovacs in the straight position, as hard as it gets. Then in the tuck position. Lovely work. There, the Kachevs. So we've seen 2 different types of release already. Good pirouettes. Oh, that was a little bit late, that full turn. You're meant to try and re-grasp in the handstand position. And that just also a little bit late, but he's winding up well, it's been clean. Super whips in that double twist and the double straight. Really impressive work there.
And what a home crowd pleasing routine that was.
Superb routine that. You can see why he took the all-around silver. He's been struggling with a bit of a shoulder injury. Well, you can see why the force that goes through the shoulders on some of these huge releasing catches. But you're right, Christine, the squat dislocate into the full turn. It was really late out across the bar. Quite a way off the handstand, which will take a heavy deduction. But lovely height there, the double twisting, double straight back finish. Certainly one to watch next year at the Olympics.
Molinar of Hungary.
Relatively new gymnast. You see that arm bend there, that's what the judges are going to deduct. Anything 1 to 3 tenths. Very slight gymnast. That was good. Up into the handstand, the tip-out skill. See, every hand placement, that's a tenth. Some of the deductions are quite obvious and some not so obvious, but good dismount, the double front somersault. Nice routine.
Well, Molinar 13.366. He's the youngest gymnast in this men's all-round final. 18 years old. So there you have it, that's rounded off the third rotation. Adam Azil leads the field. Noah Seifert of Switzerland, what a story for them. They've really come on in recent years. Second for them at the moment. Van der Kerbus in third. And further down the rankings, Jake Jarman is in 11th, but let me remind you, vault is still to come, and P-bars is made the final for both of those. Pascal Brendel, 16th as well, yet to vault, as is Cofton. And Great Britain's Joshua Nathan down in 24th. But no doubt making the most of this experience, being out there. Such a fantastic opportunity ahead of Olympic selection.
Yeah, we've got going to have some big vaults coming up. Now Adam Azil, he can do a 15, so can Jake. You know, and even though they look way down the field, I mean, Jake's in 9th, Koftan is in 13th. Don't let that fool you, because they've got some good scores to come in.
Be interesting to see if Jake plays it safe here or if he goes all out, Chris, because he's got a lot in his locker. There's only the one vault that you do in the all-around final, as opposed to the vault final where you'll opt for 2. How difficult do you think he'll go?
Well, I mean, the 3.5, which he competed at Commonwealth Games, let him down at Europeans last year. And he's seemed a bit reticent to do it, but he looks pretty on song to me today.
He's got the vault final to come as well, so maybe he'll want to try it.
Yeah, I think for me, you might as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I saw the qualification and he did really well not to sit down. He took a few big steps back and still scored an impressive 14.7. It's just seen Azil score nearly 2 marks more than he did on rings. If he wants to stay in contention, this is his piece. Yeah. It's like Azil going, I've got this big ring routine, but I'm going to play safe. He can't afford to play safe in my mind. We're going to see a 3.5. It's going to rocket him back up, put the pressure back on Azil. And I still really believe there's a silver medal in there for him, but he needs to put a big vault in right now. But it's exciting.
Oh, I think he can fight out for the gold. I mean, Azil is, unless he makes mistakes, I guess, will probably be feeling that he can win this championships. But you know, he's got to do it all, and Jake can chase him to the end, I think.
Yeah, well, they pretty much matched, actually. If you look on scores, you know, Azil did a 14.9 on vault in qualification. Jake did a 14.7. P-bars, Jake took it a bit, and then high bar, they pretty much. So if he wants to get ground, he's got to do it on this piece of apparatus.
Well, interestingly, Azil will be first to vault and Jake will be last to vault. So Jake will know what to do, that's for sure. He's got the opportunity of seeing all of the top group vault before he goes up. You saw all that power on rings from Azil. The upper body strength, but you just look at the speed, the power, the block, the launch up into the arena. He'll be up in the rafters. and he scored a 14.966 on vault. Big vault this for him. He's got his sights on gold.
He certainly has, and watch this. Whoa, the double pike front with the half turn, the Dragolescu. It's going to be right up there. High 14s, might even push a 15. I mean, this was stratospheric vaulting.
And he held on, didn't he? Hold, make that half turn. And it was quite deep. He made that landing look much easier than it was.
And there was absolutely no doubt that that was a pike. It was legs locked together. Beautiful, wasn't it? Positioning. Victor Martinez, the 20-year-old from Belgium. Such an entertaining piece to watch these days. It's tumbling is just off the scale now.
Yeah, there's hardly anyone in the competition that doesn't do at least a double twisting double back like that was. And then a double forward somersault as well. They show such versatility. And there's the twisting combinations. He's been very sure-footed so far. Lovely little flare of the arms into the full twist. Got quite a style of his own, this gymnast. Quiet pass there, 1.5 twist into front full, but not throwing away any marks. 2.5 to finish. Highly delighted with that. I don't think quite so much difficulty as some, but really clean execution. Azil, look at that score.
15-1. Wow.
Said it was going to be big.
Can he be beaten? Huge from the Turkish gymnast. Will Cofton be in contention after this?
Well, he's only a 5'2", so he's going to give away quite a bit, and he has. He sat down. That's a fall. 13.2.
There's your answer.
Not his championships, is it?
No, surprising, really.
We've seen him so many times falter, though, haven't we? What a shame. Leaves the door open.
He was a favourite going into this, so yeah. Who will be up there in the top three? Brendel next to go, 19 years old.
Oh, really nice handspring approach. Front with 1.5 twist. He's a really clean gymnast, this.
.666. Martinez up from qualification. Noah Seifert was in second.
That's a better position. The half turn into the Kovacs, joining the skills. Again, the layout Kovacs. This is really nice work from the young Swiss in the bar. Gymnasts have to perform skills close into the bar, as well as the releasing catches. A nice bit of flair and originality to it. The squat dislocate, pops out into the handstand, just dips his head into the swing. Hop full turn, just needs a good solid dismount. And it's a triple back somersault. What a routine from the Swiss. Fantastic.
Keep
Love
that man
it.
on the podium.
Absolutely great.
Is he in the high bar final, Matt? Because I want to see that again. Tell me he is.
No.
Ilya Lubanova, another of these really impressive young gymnasts, front into 2.5. Cleanly with the double Arabian. Quite a long, slight gymnast, favours the twisting elements. Not quite as many twists as we've seen from others, but probably some of the best landings. Slight hesitation as he hit the handstand. Straight front full and the tuck front full, they're different shapes, so they can be used together to build the difficulty. Here comes the dismount. Very nice twist to finish.
What a great competition he's having. He's come in as a second reserve and he's really doing well. He's up into 7th, 13.033.
Execution in the 8s. If you can achieve that, you're doing well.
A lot of these lads not long out of the juniors, and it's a similar case to the British team as well, Craig. A lot of new faces out of the Europeans. Van der Keerbus next to go on floor.
Well, a lot of these gymnasts will be challenging to get into the team for the Olympics, and what an opportunity it is for these gymnasts, and some of them are relishing it and some are just showing their inexperience. But again, the only way you can get experience at this type of competition is by doing the competition. Good floor routine so far from Keerbus. That's his non-acrobatic skill. Strength position. Flexibility in the splits. Lift into the handstand. Fix for the required 2 seconds. Just had to swivel his head around the side to get the forward roll in. One and a half into the tuck front full twist. Very secure on the landing. Come on, let's have a good strong finish. Oh, he does! This guy's having a fantastic event. Look at him!
The Belgian team are absolutely smashing it, aren't they?
He is so pumped, isn't he, for this competition?
Yeah, one extreme to another. Davjitan at the end of the vault runway. Go on, son.
Watch this vault, though. Whoa, absolutely fantastic. 2.5 twist.
Matches Azil with a 15.1.
Well, that should propel him up the scoreboard if we could see a scoreboard, but
no, we're having a nightmare with these scores.
Out, this gymnast is certainly one that's going to be, he's seeing the opportunity. Even though you're doing the competition and you're in the zone, you're still very aware.
13.933 for Brendel on vault. Kashmir Schmidt. Not the hardest vault you'll see, so he needs every 10th of execution here. He's going for a 5-2.
Oh, what a shame. Handspring double front. Again, just kicked out a little bit too soon.
13-1. It's all or nothing, isn't it, vault?
Absolutely, and that particular vault, all or nothing. Here we go for that score.
13-9 for Van der Keerbus.
Up from his qualification score. No wonder he's whooping around the competition. He's having an absolute ball.
Yeah, 13.633 was qualification. What a shame for this lad on high bar when he fell, because he was going to be in contention as well. Leo Saladino next to go on floor. Beautiful.
Lovely opening twist. So we've had 3 forward elements. He has to show backwards as well. The French team have been very quiet for the last few years. But this gymnast looks very clean and well prepared. Double twisting, double back. He has no problem putting that backward somersault in. Two and a half twist into the front full. He's packed this routine with difficulty, and he'll finish with the ever popular triple twist. Good, clean, strong work.
Davchan, oh, it's big as well, 15.1. Great Britain's Jake Jarman now. The question is, how difficult will he go? Will he go all out? 15.1 is the highest vault score we've seen today.
Come on, Jake.
Get him back in contention.
Needs every ounce of concentration. Oh, and it's good! 3.5 twist. That's what he needed.
15.266. That's the highest vault score of the day, and Jake Jarman is back.
On the podium.
Well,
not the vault score, that's the highest score of the day.
Yeah.
Wow. If there's a time to pull it out the bag, and look at that alignment, Christine.
well, he didn't hold back. He and his coach went for broke, and well, it was certainly worth it.
Ahmet Under of Turkey.
He must have overheard us in the commentary. Thought, I need this. Interesting how the scoreboard, second and third's completely changed after just this piece of apparatus. It really does alter things significantly.
Yeah, Jake up into third. Cofton leads. Azil second.
Oh, big step on the landing, but beautiful height on that double front. And what a landing on that double twisting. Back somersault, double twisting, double back. He really has been very, very clean. Meets the floor perfectly, bends the knees, decelerates. And the non-acrobatic work has to be without deduction as well. There it goes. Triple twist now. That was a little bit scrappy, that last tumble for me. Just bent his knees to bring it round to finish, but otherwise a really well-landed routine.
Saladino scores 13.866. Mezarosh next to go on high bar.
That was a nice start, well controlled. Well, I do like the handstand position of this gymnast. That's good work. Anything turning from the one bar Gives the difficulty just one higher. Such a light frame gymnast, so out getting through the routines takes a little bit less energy. Become very efficient. That's nice work. You see a few gymnasts hesitate on that skill that he pelt. Straight into the heely turn. Good control, the full turn. Up into the dismount. Nice work. I'm really impressed with this gymnast, and what's his space in years to come, Matt? I think he's going to be one to contend. Look at that score.
Zarosh, yeah, 14.266. Totally agree. Inquiry desk has seen some action. Koski, we never saw his routine, so we're not really sure what's happened there, but as you can see, at 12.233. So as it stands, Adam Azil leads, Arta Davdjitan in second and Jake Jarman in third. Ska Kermez. (27 years old).
Lovely high double pike front, but the 0.1 deduction for the step out. Costly. Just fights to keep it in that time. Some gymnasts cut their run down to give themselves a little more space, but each of those tumbles were right to the very corner. Smoothly through. When you press the handstand, you have to have straight arms. Puff of the cheeks, readying for this final tumble. Triple twist right to the corner again. Well, only one step out. He'll be very happy to have performed so well.
Well, they like to use all the floor, Christine, for sure.
Florian Laganega, the last gymnast to go on high bar in this rotation. It really is a story of the young gymnasts in this all-round final.
A nice height there on the first release. Markelov over the bar. Stoop, that's the in-bar work. So he's hit two of the requirements already. That's good position in the squat dislocate. Doesn't look like he's got the big releases of his teammate. Big dismount, double twisting, double straight. Clean, efficient routine, but just lacks a little bit on the difficulty.
Unlike his teammate who finished with a triple back.
Yeah, 13.766. Abedini of Italy. Next up to the parallel bars.
And Italy, of course, won the team title
yes, they
here.
did, yeah.
But interestingly, I think we've only seen one gymnast in this all around. So they obviously used their team wisely for the team event.
Well, Abedini, he scored a 13.5 on parallel bars in qualification.
He looks very efficient and at home here on the parallel bars. Gives himself time. Very nice work there. comfortable handstand shape. Out to one rail. Can he do this without clipping his toes? Just about. Immediately into the double pike, big hop forwards, but otherwise that was very fluent work from the Italian.
Yeah, I tend to agree, Christine. I think the Italians came here to take the team title, obviously very strategic.
Ilias Koski.
Quite a traditional start, the front somersault from the upper arm. Oh, he did well there. See that little bent arm, missing the handstand, he's really having to work.
Excitement after the exercise of Luca.
There's big deductions if the skills don't finish in the correct position. Then it also puts the pressure on, he's a little bit short there. Settled, lift up to the handstand. Double pike back. Well, what a shame. Got some big skills in there.
12.533. Koski. Yeah. 12.933 for Laganega. And that 13.3 for the Finland gymnast.
Good score there for the Italian, 14 on P-bars.
Just watching Josh Nathan here, just chalking up the parallel bars. But that's all we're going to get. He got a 13.7 after he chalked up and did his performance. But as I'm sure you've worked out, we are not in control of the pitches that you're seeing here. The scoring's all over the shop.
What is interesting is they're showing us hardly any replays, are they? We're used to seeing plenty of replays and then the score over the picture of the gymnast. Whereas here, it means we're seeing more gymnastics.
I'm going to say on the plus side,
side, we're seeing more gymnasts. But it's not quite such a leisurely afternoon.
It's so tough.
I'll put the kettle on if you want, Chris. Do you want me to make you a nice cup of tea? What do you want, Earl Grey?
China cup, please.
Well, Lorenzo Caselli in the last rotation, and the 20-year-old was fourth in the all-round at the Mediterranean Games last year.
Again, quite a tall gymnast. Oh, he's having to use strength there, so he's just a little bit past the handstand. Oh, and then just that little bit of strength. So 0.1, but that's nice in the handstand. Plenty of height and flight on the Bavsar skill. Quite a fast pace to it, this routine. Lovely dismount, double front with a half turn. Nice parallel bar work.
And this, of course, was the second Italian gymnast, so they had got two in the top 24.
14.066, good score.
So here's how things look then. After 4 rotations, Adam Azil in the lead. Arta Davgutan is in second. Jake Jarman moves up into third. Noah Seifeld has just dropped down into fourth, and there you can see Nathan Joshua has moved up slightly. He's in 22nd, but let's have a word with Gianni and with Beth. Gianni, first up, I mean, what a performance from Jake Jarman to get him back in contention and up into third as we speak. But you kind of predicted that, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he needed that. I think it'll be a massive confidence booster for the vault final as well. We wasn't sure whether he was going to go for the Dragolescu or the 3.5, but seeing him warm up in a 2-minute warm up, he did a 1.5 Kaz, so I knew straight away that he was going to go for that 3.5. So, yeah, he'll be happy with that.
How often does he train that in the squad when you're at Lilleshall together?
It's one of those vaults that's very hard. You know, you can't be feeling tired, so it does come down to how you're feeling. But on the routine days, he does commit to it. And normally, you know, the team, the boys, we're all there behind him, supporting him, and yeah, he normally pulls it out of the bag every time.
Well, we're into the 5th rotation now. Parallel bars will be next for Jake, but first up, we're on to floor.
Ooh. And the gymnast, who is probably surprising himself to be lying in 4th at this juncture. He did very, very well to hold that first tumble, but much better on the second tumble. Into his rhythm now. All the twisting with legs locked together. Very nice control. That lovely handstand shape that served him so well on the parallel bars. Super combination of the 2.5 twist into the straight front somersault. Here we go. Whips in the triple twist, little step backwards, but that won't have done his challenge any harm, I don't think.
I'm going to say he had a 14.3 in qualification on floor. He qualified in 13th, so again, he's having a fantastic competition.
Well, he's in 4th and just 0.2 behind Jake. Where's Arosh? Up on high bar for his 5th piece. Penultimate piece of apparatus in this men's all-round final.
Well, he swung the parallel bar as well. Can he swing the high bar the same? It's nice. Squat dislocate with a half turn. Winds up for the big release. Ooh, what a shame.
Dear me.
Kovac in the layout position. And I don't think he just got the dowels on his guards over the top of the bar. Whether we can see that in the replay, maybe here. And again, his feet were just down a little bit on the catch, and it's so difficult to keep on. And the gymnasts have to show a momentarily hang to get credited with the skill, but I wouldn't have thought that'd be counted, Christine.
I don't know, he twanged the bars, didn't he? But he almost caught the bar under the height of the bar, and then it's really difficult to hold on.
Yeah. So he'll wind up again. Here we go. Oh, what a shame in the tuck position again. You think the tuck's a little bit easier, but you make that little adjustment, you probably think I just need to let go a little bit sooner, but he went the other way. So 2 full marks. There you can see.
You know what? He releases with really quite bent arms, doesn't he? Like,
and that was further away than the first one.
Shame, because he's done some fabulous work today.
Well, he's in the high bar final, you know, qualified with the 7th highest score, so if he hits, but it's all or nothing again.
Well, he has great variety now. That's much more secure. The Katchev in the straight position, and it's going to go again. The straddle Katchev. Stolder in bar skill. Yeah, you can see why he's in the high bar final. And again, this will just give him a chance to reset. He'll get a day off in between, come back for the final. Nice dismount. Well, makings of a good routine, and let's hope he's more successful on Sunday.
Well, what a career he's got ahead of him as well at 21 years old. Pommel horse. Lubimov, who came in as that reserve.
Well, he is certainly, his physique is very suited to pommel horse work. All long and lean, good swing. And he actually recovered that mistake well, but he's soft in the legs.
Interesting there, Christine. He just sort of like was doing a double-leg circle and then just gone off. It wasn't like he fell on the apparatus. But whether his arms are gone, you could see before he had to pick up. I thought he'd disguised it, but obviously run out of juice.
Yes, he's got very nice swing, but I would suspect not quite the stamina to fulfill the routine, because now he's had a little rest. He looks really very impressive. And a difficult routine here as well. Lovely line. Well, a bit more work so that he can go right through like that.
Yeah, well, he scored 13.333 in qualification. Noah Seifert, 13.666. He's still there or thereabouts. Mezarosh down, way down from what he would have wanted. Just managing to score over 11 there. So, Brendel Pascal, 5.7 on the difficulty.
Another gymnast that scored over 14 in qualification. A little bit short there, should have locked out in the handstand. The Bavs are skilled, but again the judges are looking for a bit more height and flight over the top of the bars. And again the little pause there, the Tipelt skill, it finishes in handstand. You can see the bit of a pause, maybe a little bit tentative. The 10th there, just on the hand step. That's nice handstand. Double pike. Well, that's the makings of a good routine. The great Valery Belenki, coach to the German team, ex-Soviet gymnast.
Now this gymnast, this approach was great on floor. Will it be so great on pommel, where you have to be a bit calmer and let it flow?
Dampen the fire slightly, but go on, stoke it.
Well, that was lots of interesting work there. Hasn't quite got the style of some of the gymnasts we've watched, but my guess would be twice the determination.
Go on.
And yeah, he is, isn't he? Fabulous flares. I still like the flare work on pommel horse, even though it's not so well rewarded. Gives the routine a lift. Go on, up you go. Well done, well done.
Yes, he fought that one, didn't he?
Well,
All
I'm going
the
to tell
way
you
to the
something
finish.
about this gymnast. He qualified in last place and he's having the competition of his life.
Yeah.
And you're right, he might not have the style, but what he makes up for in grit and determination.
Well, that's the big test of gymnastics, isn't it? You have to have the ability, but you have to have the determination, but not so much that it interferes with your technique.
Yeah.
Lorenzo Casali next up for Italy. It's the 5th of 6 pieces in this all-around championship.
Nice start, a little hesitation there. I do like that skill, the full turn on the one arm. A squat dislocate with the full turn again. Gymnasts have to really aim for the handstand, otherwise there's big deductions. Changing tempo for the straight Katchev. Again, you can see the tempo change, the straddle Katchev. Quite a simple release. Just the dismount to come. Kicks up, double twisting, double straight. He's through. A few little bits of errors in between. Should score well.
Well, I hope we're going to get to see Covton's parallel bars, because he's put in a score of 15.433, which has put him back in contention.
And
there
here we
are.
go.
It's like I'm a genie.
Well, we know it's a good routine. The highest score of the day. Under somersault with a half turn, you can see he just works this piece of apparatus so well. Look at the extension, not just in his body but his arms. Everything's on straight arms, so the judges can't deduct. That's nice, front up rise into the swinging half turn, the studs. Front somersault, fluent into the handstand, immediate pirouette. A lovely tempo on this piece of apparatus. Again, like we've just seen with the gymnast on vault, he had to go for broke, and he has done that.
On high bar, we have been watching Christopher Mesaros.
Big dismount, double front somersault, nails it while under pressure. That will catapult him back in the mix.
The colour of these medals are going to be decided on high bar.
Well, he had a 6.6 difficulty, which is really one of the highest we've seen today.
Yeah. Huge parallel bar routine from Ilya Covton puts him up into second. Noah Seifer leads this competition. Pascal Brendel in third. And Jake Jarman will be up shortly on parallel bars. Davtyan, who was in second after the last piece of apparatus, is next to go on parallel bars, but we're going to join the local lad, Ahmet Under. And pommel horse. Now he's been in a world final on this piece of apparatus.
And very popular and efficient start. Lovely one-arm circle as well. He's a very experienced gymnast. And moving with pace.
Oh! We could see that coming, couldn't we? What a shame.
What a shame that is. Again, if he's been struggling with a shoulder injury, pommel horse or a piece of apparatus he's not had a lot of training on, and you can tell. What a shame.
It's not a piece of apparatus where you can really have any exit strategy, is it? You know, you're either, if you're off, and that's it. But he needs to finish the routine. Oh, and this is really going to hurt his all-around position. And you know, it's great to be performing in front of your home crowd when it's going well. Not really quite so great when you're having a not such good time. So 2 falls, 2 full marks off. Whatever he does. And he would really, really like just to get on and finish it off. And that he does. Well, he's got all the class, but it wasn't to be his day on that pommel horse.
Artem Davtyan of Armenia. He needs to be up around the 14s. It's going to be very, very difficult for the 30-year-old. He doesn't have the hardest parallel bar routine, but he's got some fine execution.
That's a good solid start though. Look at the extension in the elbows.
Means that he didn't agree with the difficulty score that he got. And there's a landing of Yumin Amadini on horizontal bar.
It's a nice positive turn, and again very precise. Might not be the most difficult, but very well performed. Great accuracy. Look at the height in the double pike back.
A very short routine.
Efficient. As you can see there, Jake Jarman next up. Aberdini cross on high bar.
Full of energy, this start here. Oh, and again a little bit late on the full turn. That was better with the half. And here, as Craig said, the change of tempo, the somersault over the bar with full twist. And then the Kachevs. Really very good swing out from all the release and catches. That's the big thing. It's no good catching and not being able to continue your swing. But this is very nice work. Good stoop. Super double twist, step on landing, but he's got the whole package, this lad.
Yeah, 13.466. Davtjan, 13.666 will put him above Seifert.
But when you think that that was 2 marks down on Cofton.
Only a 4.5 on difficulty. Great on execution.
One more piece to go for those lads. 2 more for Jake Jarman. His penultimate piece, parallel bars. Now he's in the parallel bar final. He's the British parallel bar champion, and he needs a good performance here. He was in 3rd, stepping up to this piece.
A little bit of an adjustment there into the handstand. Just needs to try and control his energy because he's such a dynamic gymnast. Again, zips up to handstand, well recovered. Travel along the bars, called the Moi. He'll go back down the bars now. Watch this, changing body shape. Plenty of height and flight there, the Bavzar skill. Come on, just control the nerves. Lovely height there, the Tepelt. Executed to perfection. Solid in the handstand. Come on, just needs a big dismount, the double front with a half turn. What a routine. That'll keep him in contention for sure.
I tell you, there were some fine examples of composure in there, Chris. He took a couple of moments.
Yeah, because we're very much used to seeing him as the happy-go-lucky youngster, but he's a lot more serious, and good work and good progress as a competitor.
Yeah, he did very well. He did well though to regain it.
He's such a dynamic gymnast that he can pull things back.
Yeah.
Other gymnasts would have fallen, but yeah, credit to Jake there. That was a fantastic performance under that pressure.
You can see quite a bit of difference between him then and him now and when we saw him at Commonwealth.
Well, I mean, he's just had a wealth of international experience, hasn't he, in the last 12 months?
Yeah, and it's showing.
It's hard to think he's the most experienced pretty much guy in the team, where last year he was sort of the junior. Yeah. Incredible.
Well, Victor Martinez, Belgium, will be the last gymnast up on pommel horse in this rotation. Adam Azil will be last to go on parallel bars, who leads the competition. On we go then. Martinez, 20 years old.
And he's swinging well. Good swing at the front. Extends the body. Now, traditionally, it's the very long, swinging gymnasts that do well, but this is a powerful routine. He's showing his strength, showing his power. Very well done on that apparatus. Another very determined young gymnast.
Huge routine for him. Adam Azil is 12.565 behind Jake Jarman, who has gone into the lead. He scored a 13.866. What's Azil's response?
Well, they can certainly match Jake with the difficulty. It'll come down to the execution. That's lovely control, little brush of the apparatus. Plenty of height there, the straddle front somersault. So precise with his hands, not a flicker. Powerful, controlled. Well, you can see what it means to this gymnast. He's just grown and grown throughout this competition.
Absolutely. He took a bronze at last year's European Championships. Is this his golden year? There's just one piece standing between him and a gold medal. 13.866 is confirmation of Jake Jarman's score on parallel bars. Florian Laganega.
The double twist, immediate, straight front. Lovely double somersault with twist backwards. Very good landings from these gymnasts. This floor area is sprung underneath the matting. There's springs, and the springs are really good for propelling you into the air, but difficult to control on the landing, and these gymnasts really are controlling it all so well. Perfect control in the handstand. Really being solid. There's the 2.5 into the front full. They rehearse these landings so often. Concentrates into the final. Triple twist, feet round. Very good work there. Very good score.
Yeah, 14-1. Floor, excellent. So there, the gymnasts are lining up for the last piece of apparatus. 14.3 for Adam Azil, puts him 1.735 ahead of Jake Jarman. But Jake is looking strong in second. He'll have it all to do on high bar though.
Not much between second and third there, is it?
0.1. Yeah, just 0.1.
Well, interesting that between Jake and Koftan on high bar was about 7/10 from qualification, and there's about 7/10 separating them now.
Confirmation that Adam Azil is leading this men's all-round competition. Jake Jarman in second, Davchan third. But very, very close indeed. Just 0.1 between third and second. But yeah, as Craig was saying there, we'll watch out for Ilya Kovtun on high bar. Nathan Joshua, 22nd now.
You've got Davchan currently in third, but a bit like parallel bars, bit of a weak piece of apparatus for him. Only scored a 12.4. So I think the bottom spaces for the medals might change.
Well, interestingly, looking as they go to high bar, the only gymnast of that top group that was able to score in the 14s was Kovtun. Most of the rest of them, the next two, Adzil and Jarman, were down at 13.2s, and others lower than that. So there still could be everything to play for.
Yeah, I think it's Adam Adzil to throw away. He's got a quite good cushioning, but silver and bronze is well up for grabs.
Well, Seifert, the Swiss, who is in fourth, is finishing on pommel horse, so it's not really the piece you want to be finishing on. Mind you, if he can do well, then...
I was going to say, pommel horse probably does score higher generally than high bar. High bar's a hard piece to get scores on.
However, you've got to stay on the pommel horse, Christine.
Yes,
We've seen a few people fall off. But it is one of those pieces of apparatus. High bar, it's hard to get a high score on. As we've seen, I mean, the judges really do penalise any skill that's not up towards the handstand. It needs to be in the handstand, the vertical, and certainly releasing catches if it's on bent arms.
High jeopardy anyway, just to actually stay on the bar.
I mean, this is great for Turkey if they hold on. They've had such a bad year. Azil's done fantastic under the pressure.
Yeah, Koski opening up the last piece of apparatus. Finland.
There was a time when we all wowed at a double front somersault. They're almost commonplace now. That was a lovely, classy whip into double twist. Super height on the double twist. Killed the bounce a little bit at the end of that first somersault. But another very stylish gymnast, you can see. Beautiful toe point, straight legs. Whatever the gymnast puts in their routines, it has to be with straight legs, pointed toes. That's where your execution score comes from. He really has got clean landings, meaning he meets the floor without any little shuffles or jumps. Big concentration here. Triple twist. The judges have to decide whether the feet were right round or whether they were at 2 7/8.
It was a nice clean routine.
It was indeed. Pascal Brendel on the high bar, being lifted by his coach.
Just 19 years of age, 13.2 in qualification. Lovely original start. Now that's where you do the squat dislocate with full turn, straight into the handstand. No deduction there. Same with the half turn. He needs a release and catch. There's a shaping body. Oh, lovely height there. Straight catch, floats over the top of the bar. Hop full turn. Lovely high Markelov. Again showing great execution. Certainly knows where the handstand position is. Come on, just needs to wind up. Good dismount. Full twisting double straight. Nice routine from the young German. I like that, Chris.
Yeah, classy performance. It's good to see young gymnasts on the rise. Can see the straight arms. All high bar work should really be on straight arms. And you can see his arms are locked out. The dismount, only a single twist, but sky high, body held straight.
Koski on floor 13.4. Solid end to his competition.
Pops him up for the moment into first. Lorenzo Casali, second gymnast on floor, 7th in the all-round at the Euros last year.
And there's your double twist into your double front. Quite amazing work. Super speed. And quite a heavily bandaged foot. That's often as a precaution against taking a short landing. Very nice flare in the double twist. A little bit of shuffle and unsteadiness on the corners. But one of the best triples we've seen to finish with. That certainly, you have to try and finish with at least a D dismount, and the triple is definitely the most popular.
13.233 for Pascal Brendel. I mean, so strength sapping, isn't it, this 6 pieces of apparatus, designed to exhaust the body anyway. The floor, the pommels, the rings, the vault, the P-bar and the high bars.
Well, to test every bit of your ability, strength, mobility and mental strength.
Nice position. Back up rise into the Maltese, into the crucifix. This certainly is a piece of apparatus that does test if you've had a shoulder injury. Swing to strength, back up rise into the straddle top planche. Oh, having to put his elbows on the wires. You can see he's just not competition fit. And obviously having time out. Double twisting, double back. He's certainly not had the championships he would have wanted, however, he certainly will be back next year, have faith.
That was a little bit of a sloppy performance there, having done a poor pommel horse.
Joshua Nathan for Great Britain. Next to go on floor. He scored a 13.766. Go on, Josh.
Lifts high into the 2.5 twisting forward somersault. Well controlled double pike front. And actually super combination there of full twisting front, double front, landed with ease. It's a little bit soft on the knees on that twisting sequence. Beautiful manner. That's the balance and hold. And shows his favoured pommel horse work here. swiftly up into another sequence. The more tumbles you can fit in, the more chance you have of building difficulty. Come on, Josh, good finish. Triple twist, very nice routine actually from Joshua Nathan.
Yeah, strong finish.
(13-8) Caselli on floor to round off his competition. Disappointing 12.1. Ahmet Onda from Turkey.
So Davtyan. The third up on high bar. He's got one of the easiest high bar routines, so again he's going to be going all out for execution.
Oh, lovely height there, the straight Markelov. Phenomenal gymnastics, 30 years of age. What a trailblazer this gymnast is. 2 release and catches so far. The squat dislocate. Again with the half turn. In bar skill. He's hit all the requirements, just needs the final one, the dismount. Double twisting, double back. Well, I salute you, sir. What a competition he's had.
Yeah, what a 6 pieces. We tipped him at the start that he was a potential medalist. Aberdini next to go on floor. There's 6 piece.
Well, the Italian lads already have a gold medal team for the team, which I'm sure they will be thoroughly delighted with. Fighting for individuals here. Oh, that was an early tuck on that double Arabian, but he got away with it. Pacey routine, this. Some people are a lot more measured on floor, but he works fast and furiously. Super flares. Right up on his fingers, great control. Very good handstand combination. Very nice triple to finish. We haven't seen many manage to finish with a triple without a step back. It's always better to step back than forwards because the judges don't then deduct for lack of height.
Some nice work though there, Christine. Lovely flare work up into the handstand. Back down into the flares. And it's worth noting that the best Italian gymnast, Bartolini, hasn't been part of this squad.
Josh Nathan scores 13.8. I do apologise if I was calling him Nathan Joshua earlier. I'm dyslexic, so when I see something like that pop up, I often say the words in the wrong order. But
we'll let you off, Matthew.
No matter how many times I try, but apologies.
Actually, every time I look at it written down, I want to say it the other way, but I know him and call him Josh. So then I have to, as long as I start with the Josh, I'm going to be okay.
But no, apologies to Josh and his family.
13.766 for Aberdini on the floor. There's probably judges younger than this competitor.
Yeah.
He did a clean routine though. Hats off.
All 6 pieces clean today, I think.
Aberdeen is currently winning 82-164.
Dabchan scores a 13, up on qualification.
Wow, 6/10 on qualification, well done.
Well, what a huge routine this is for young Jake Jarman. He's now got to put all of that international experience into play here. He's in with a very, very good chance of an all-around medal here in this European final. .468 to go ahead of Dabchan. Jake Jarman, the last piece of 6 in this all-round final, going for a medal.
Just a little bit late there on the half turn. Needs to be very precise, that's good. Straight catch, Ev. In the straddle position. Good extension on the catch, that's what the judges are looking for. Come on, pop out, that's good work. Hop the grass, forward long swing. The endo and the forward grip. Everything's done, just needs a dismount for a medal. Wraps in, full twisting double straight, he nails it. What a routine, what a performance, what a competition.
It's a long way around, 6 pieces of apparatus, but Jake Jarman is looking good for a medal.
You could not have asked for anything more. 6 for 6.
Seifert rounding up his competition. He was in 4th.
And he's been chasing, snapping at people's heels all the way through. And if he can just hold his nerve on this pommel horse, and he's swinging very nicely. He's got good style, good control. Has he got the nerve to hold it right to the end? Fabulous flares. Converts them well into the double leg circles. Come on, a bit of strength at the finish. But he fought to the end and he made it. Another great young gymnast.
He absolutely went for it, the 24-year-old.
13.333. Much better than qualification. Puts him currently into 2nd. What a battle at the top.
Jake Jarman's score yet to come in. Dabchan leads. Seifert 2nd, Aberdeen 3rd.
So 2 big routines still to go on this high bar.
Yes, one of which is this man, Adam Azil. He'll go when Jake Jarman's score is in, and he'll know what he needs to score. He just needs to remain as calm as possible.
He looks a lot calmer than the coach.
Well, it's his to throw away, literally. He's got such a lead, though. I think he could literally have a fall.
This could be Turkey's first all-round medal.
At European Championships, in the individual all-around, yeah. I mean, what a feat that would be. Fabulous result.
Two more exercises in this men's all-round final. And those
Now Jake just waiting for his score to come in before Azil can go. 13.266. So Azil needs 11.932 to be, I think, Turkey's first ever all-round gold medalist at the Europeans.
Oh, always a tough piece to finish on. He just pulled that in a little bit close. Super one-arm work. So we've had a markle off, we've had one release. A bit cagey on that squat half turn, but not with the Kachev. Lovely flight on that. And the straddle Kachev extends so well out at the back. The Stalder circle, the close bar whirl. Oh, very efficient, short routine with it all packed in. Beautiful dismount.
It is huge. What an incredible high bar routine to pull out of the bag when he needed it most. Surely that cannot be beaten. Cofton is still yet to go, but that is a mountain to climb.
Some lovely high bar work in there as well. He's such a compact gymnast. You can see, just kicks up, plenty of height in the dismount. And he knows he just needs to get through the routine and land on his feet. And the title's his, Koftan's to go, but I do think it's a bridge too far.
I mean, he's going to go ahead of Jake Jarman, and Cofton will need 14.65 to go ahead of Jarman.
A very big ask.
Florian Legenegger of Switzerland finishes up on pommel horse.
Good start, nice execution on the circle. We're looking at the hip extension over the front of the pommel horse. That's good, difficult work. Push, travel down the horse, keep the momentum going. The full spindle, forward travel. The Magyar, he'll come backwards. That's the Shavado. Up into the handstand. Great routine, what a way to finish the competition. I mean, some of these gymnasts today have performed so well.
Up into fifth.
13.833.
What a
good
final
way to finish.
furlong this is.
I think the coach looks a little less stressed now, Christine.
Well, you just have to pat him on the back and let it go. You've done your job earlier.
Yes! 13.433. It puts him on a score of 84.965. It's a huge score to beat. Surely it's untouchable for Ilya Kofton, who is up last. He needs to score over 15.966. But surely this is his golden moment.
Very well deserved to come out under that pressure and perform consistently around 6 pieces of apparatus. I think Koftan will be kicking himself. He had to sat down on the vault. It might have been a different story.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it guarantees Great Britain's Jake Jarman a medal. Ilya Kofton, last to go in this men's all-round competition. Dabchan is currently in third.
Well, he's a tall gymnast. He's worked so well. But today he just felt the pressure, I think, came in as the leader. Here come the big releases. 1, 2, 3 in a row. That's how he builds the difficulty. And he knows he's got to go for broke now. Here, the squat dislocation with the full turn. His change of grips. The close bar work. The coach always stands in there for the dismount. Here he lifts up into the air, puts the double twist in, great finish. But I don't think, like you say, Matt, it will be enough.
Well, he needs 14.464 to equal Jake Jarman.
And he could get into third. He could sneak a bronze here. But surely there is your champion. Can't be confirmed until the final score is in, but he's ready to celebrate, and rightly so. Radivillov, you can see there.
Look at the height difference between both those gymnasts. First gold medal of the championships for the home nation.
Well, Jake Jarman was 8th at the last Europeans in the all-round.
Yeah, super result for him. I just super to see him go clean all the way around the competition.
Consistent there, Christine. He's improved by about 4/10 on qualification, and that's what it's all about for these gymnasts. You've got to prove to the selectors that you're consistent in your performances, and he's becoming a bit of Mr. Consistency, which will do him no harm at all.
And do GB no harm as well for the future.
Come on, let's see a bronze for Cofton. It is a bronze, it's enough for bronze, 14.033, but there is the all-around champion at the Europeans, Adam Azil. He's Turkey's first ever men's all-around gold medalist. What a moment for him, what a moment for Turkey after everything that they've been through this year. A little something to celebrate. Huge moment. Jake Jarman for Great Britain. He takes the silver medal, and Ilya Cofton on the final piece of apparatus lands on a bronze medal.
Well, what a fantastic competition, Christine, we've witnessed tonight, or this afternoon, should I say.
And the absolute delight of the Turkish team. They have been improving. They've really been impressing the international gymnastics stage. And of course, they've hosted not only the men's and women's Europeans here in Turkey, but we had the Junior World Championships just 2 weeks ago as well. So they've really put some money and effort into their gymnastics in recent years.
They have. This really is a strong team, and obviously not the day for his teammate, unfortunately. I met Onda, but he looks like he's on his way back, and for next year the Olympics, hopefully fully fit. But under such pressure to go out and go through 6 pieces of apparatus, he improved by about a mark and a bit from qualification. And again, if not Cofton's day, if he'd have hit the same scores he did in qualification, he'd be there as the champion.
Yeah.
But did so well to fight back up the table from where he was to finish in third. Arthur Davtjan of Armenia at 30 years of age, finishing in 4th place. Swiss gymnast as well, no Seifert in 5th. Another great result for Switzerland. But what about that for Jake Jarman?
I was just about to say that, a really very impressive step up onto the sort of all-around performer stage. We know he's a great apparatus worker, great floor worker, great vaulter, but he's led the team here today and showed a different side of his concentration and power.
And I think the vault he performed today in this competition will give him bags of confidence going into that vault final. And there's no reason why he can't become the European champion on vault. I don't want to jinx him, but if he performs his vault like that and his second vault, the Dragulescu, there's a real chance. And Josh Nathan there, down in 19th. Again, he'll be slightly disappointed, but a great learning experience. But celebrations for the Turkish today.
Well, a fine moment for Adam Azil, fine moment for Turkey, Beth, and well, what an all-around final it proved to be with Jake Jarman, 20 years old, silver.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible to watch. I mean, Adam Azil, I think that rings routine kind of just shot him up, and then obviously that vault was absolutely incredible. We were talking about the fact that he can do the handspring double pike front, but then he obviously did it with the half turn in the all around, and it's just having those little bits of extra difficulty hidden in your locker that you can just bang out for an all around final that just makes the difference.
Yeah, we were talking about it in commentary actually, Gianni, about a ring specialist, you know, doing an all around competition. He's just a phenomenal gymnast.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect it. It's fantastic, and you know, especially great result for Turkey as well. You know, given what they're going through at the moment, and he deserves it. He's been working hard behind the scenes. Like I say, I didn't expect that myself, and he's come out on top today.
Well, one thing you did expect was Jake to come out with that 3.5, and what a vault it was. We were having a chat beforehand. He said he won't hold back, he'll go for it, and Gianni, you were absolutely right. And this was the key, really, the turnaround for his all-round competition.
Yeah, I mean, today we knew he had an opportunity of getting a medal, but he's got nothing to lose. He's in a vault final. He's currently European champion on vault. It's an incredible moment to go out there today and test it out ready for the vault final, and that's what he done. And we wasn't sure whether he was going to play safe, but then, you know, seeing him warm up the 1.5 Kaz, we kind of knew, right, he's doing it today. Today's the day.
Yeah. I mean, as a fantastic parallel bar worker yourself, I mean, you could just see him there landing on that silver medal. But there was a moment in P-bars where he had to compose himself, and you could just see all of that experience, Beth, coming through.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the Commonwealth Games last year, having to go into that high bar with that expectation of if I go through that routine, that's a very different expectation to when you just have to do a high bar routine. But having done what he did last year has built him up ready for this year. And every time we see him compete, he's just using that experience and building it up towards Paris next year.
Yeah, and a quick word on Covington as well. I mean, we said fantastic for Turkey, brilliant for Ukraine.
He's had a tough time and had a hard day today, but really fought back.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're doing it all again tomorrow with the women's all around, and obviously a fantastic opportunity for Jessica Gadarova. She is the highest qualifier in the women's all around final. So fingers crossed for her. She'll be getting ahead in the right place, no doubt, tonight. But that is all that we have got time for this afternoon. Thanks for watching. You can see us again tomorrow at 2 p.m. on BBC Two as Jessica Gadarova will be going for the all-round title. See you tomorrow. Thanks.